Is Starfield worth it? Friends, have you ever seen a new game, and you weren't so sure if it is really worth it to buy that game? I mean, today when an average game will cost you around $70, you need to be sure that you are not wasting that money. So that's why I made this series, in which we will go over every key aspect of the game that we are talking about and then at the end decide was it worth it. So without any more ado, let's start. Starfield is an action role-playing video game. If you don't know what role-play is, it is basically the genre in which you build your story from zero. Players can switch between a first-person and third-person perspective anytime in the game, kinda like GTA 5. Starfield features an open world in the form of an area within the Milky Way galaxy, containing both fictional and non-fictional planetary systems, with players being able to land on more than 1,000 planets and an unspecified number of moons and space stations. Okay, now we're talking. The majority of the landscapes within the game were procedurally generated. They were subsequently modified and handcrafted content was developed around them. The game will generate the terrain and the alien flora and fauna of a planet depending on the star of its system and its atmosphere, as well as locations of interest as the player approaches a planet. The largest city in the game, New Atlantis, is the largest fictional city Bethesda has developed. As the player explores the game world, they will encounter various NPCs, some of whom may join the player's crew. Think of it as the GTA San Andreas gang system. Such NPCs may aid the player in combat, carry items, or during confrontations, speak to other NPCs on the player's behalf. Some may comment on choices the player makes. The player may station crew members at any of their constructed outposts. Each companion character has their own unique skills and abilities. Some recruitable NPCs are able to be romanced by the player. At the game's beginning, the player may customize their character, who is a silent protagonist. This includes choosing their body type, appearance, background, and traits. Like most survival games, while not as extreme as some of them, Cyberpunk, I am looking at you. Choosing the background of the player character will unlock 3 starting skills. As the player progresses, they will unlock additional traits which may aid or hinder them. For instance, the introvert trait grants players more endurance when traveling alone, but reduces their endurance when traveling with a companion. Traits are removable through quests or certain actions. As the player progresses, they will gain experience and level up as in almost any other game out there, allowing them to unlock abilities found in 5 distinct skill trees: physical, social, combat, science, and tech. Each skill can be ranked up by completing related challenges. A variety of firearms, explosives, and melee weapons may be used to defeat enemies. Most weapons are customizable via attachments. Equipping a telescopic sight enhances a weapon's accuracy, while equipping a suppressor may engender a stealth-oriented playing style. The player is additionally able to equip various jetpacks, which aids the player in both combat and the traversal of impassable or challenging environments. When landed on a celestial body, the gravitational force acting upon the player varies depending upon the body's mass. This may affect combat. Prior to landing, the player may scan planets to view their natural resources. This sounds so good. These must be extracted or harvested to fulfill many crafting recipes. Okay, now we are getting some Minecraft elements here. Outposts can be erected by the player. These can serve as homes or to facilitate resource extraction operations. In these outposts, the player can install laboratories to research craftable items and upgrades, which are sorted into 5 categories: pharmacology, food and drink, outpost development, equipment, and weaponry. I know what you must think right now. The knowledge about this game just never stops, does it? Outposts can be constructed from both a first-person perspective and an isometric perspective. The player may construct, purchase, or commandeer spaceships. This bought me with spare change. At various spaceports located on planets, the player can buy and sell parts in spaceships, or have their own repaired. A little basic car racing game elements. The game features a modular ship customization system, allowing players to modify their ship's central components, facilities, rooms, paint color, decorations, and weapons. Larger spaceships may possess greater storage capacity and living space, but a lower maximum speed and shorter maximum jump range. Weapons must be equipped to defend the player's spaceship during ship combat. Ships feature a power allocation system, whereby the player must prioritize which systems receive levels of power at any given time. During combat, the player may opt to allocate power to weapon systems rather than their ship's grav drive survive. Both hostile and peaceful NPC-piloted spaceships can be boarded. The player may plunder the ship, kill its occupants, commandeer the ship, speak or trade with its occupants, or return to their own ship. And now for the cherry on the top: Sea of Thieves elements. Starfield is set in an area that extends outward from the solar system for approximately 50 light-years, called the Settled Systems. Around the year 2310, the two largest factions in the game, the United Colonies and Freestar Collective, engaged in a conflict called the Colony War. The game takes place 20 years after the war, with the major factions enjoying an uneasy peace. The player assumes the role of a customizable character who is a member of Constellation, an organization of space explorers. Now we have to decide if it is worth it. Here I need your help. Write your opinion in the comment below. Let's help each other. Should we buy this game? My opinion is definitely yes. I would go as far to say that this game is underpriced because of the content that it has. The possibilities in this game are endless, and if you love space like me, there is no doubt that you will enjoy this game. But at the end, it's up to you, and I hope this episode helped you to decide. If it did, then shoot that subscribe button, and this theme is over. Till next week, see ya.